Every time I go to film something, a motorcycle, a straight pipe semi, or a freaking loud freaking pickup truck drives by. So we are in full prep mode for this weekend because we're gonna do some camping for the first time in 2023. This is our 2012 KZ Sportsman. It's a 31-foot fifth wheel that weighs about 7,000 pounds empty, so it's not too big, not too small. So if you watched some of the videos last year, in the end of 2022, we did contemplate on selling it, mostly because we weren't sure what funds were gonna be like this year with the baby and, you know, buying the house and whatnot. Camping is something that's easy. It's not too far from the house, so when he decides to come into the world, or when he is here, camping's something easy we can do just to get away from the house. It is possible that at the end of 2023, we might sell this one and upgrade. Here's a quick tour. This is the kitchen area, table, you know, camper. So at the end of last video, I said I was gonna kind of go over summer because, you know, baby and all that, kind of give you the layout and the future of the channel. So this weekend, we're at 34 weeks, Pregante. We're gonna go camping. And then next weekend, 35 weeks, is my brother's graduation party here at our house. After that, we are basically might do some more camping, and basically we're on hold until he shows up because I bet he's coming early. So we don't know at this point. He is down there running on treadmills. I don't know what he's doing. During that time, I have a couple videos in the shop I'm gonna shoot. I have a couple motors and stuff like that I want to tear into. Also, I'm gonna try to do a baby build, so I'm gonna have some time off of work, and then, you know, I'm not just gonna stay in the house. I'll help her and all that with them, but I'm gonna do a baby build. But after he is born, we plan on, depending on how she feels and how he is, we're gonna do some more car shows. I know we're probably gonna do the last Street Madness for Jack Swax in the fall, early fall, and then IFO Hebron again Labor Day weekend. We have lots of shows coming up, including what I mentioned in the last video. I have a car show I'm hosting at my church. That is July, end of July. I'll put the right here, the date, because I am drawing a blank again. So that is kind of an idea what we're doing this summer, you know, into the fall, subject to change, camping, stuff like that, car stuff. I don't really know yet until he's here. So with that said, I think we're gonna go do some camping now.
The next day.
All right, so it's Thursday. The camper is all packed up and ready to rock. So I'm going to go get the 6-liter out, hook on, and I think we're gonna make our way down to the state campgrounds. Okay, so we're all hooked up. Everything's been double and triple checked. So I think we're ready to rock and roll. It's a whopping 11-minute drive to the campground from our house. So we just got here. I know it's a Thursday, but there is nobody here. All right, we are filling up our 4-gallon water tank. That's the only complaint I have about this camper is the onboard water tank is not very big. It's only like a 35, 40 gallons. So we usually run out of water in about 2 days, and I have to drag a hose all the way across to somewhere and get water. Okay, we made it. Camper is all set up. Wife is winded. Dogs are, there you are. Dogs are getting a drink. Also, this video is not really, yes, we're camping, but it's not really a camping video. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you guys a tour of our little mud puddle that's right next to our house. So this is a big tourist destination, believe it or not, Indian Lake, Ohio. So it's Thursday. This is night 1. We are leaving Sunday, and Sunday's gonna be a very, what do you do? Sunday is going to be a very big day because we have to get all this home, and we're going to start prepping for my brother's graduation party. That's going to take me literally all week to do. So, all right, it is Saturday. We are going to go do the tour de Indian Lake, show you guys around our local mud puddle. We live only 11 minutes from the lake, so it's not really, we're not really traveling too far to go camping, but it's still not our house. But today we are going to go start on the south side of the lake and show you historical markers, all the cool things and the fun things to do at Indian Lake, Ohio. Then we're going to work our way back north to the north side and basically show you everything on the north side. So we are on Turkey Foot Island. Before we get into the video, I need to tell you some history about Indian Lake. It's actually really cool. So in the early 1800s, this was a bunch of little lakes, and in the 1850s, when they were building the Miami and Erie Canal, they made it into one lake. So this is actually, Indian Lake is a man-made lake to originally The original purpose was to feed the Miami and Erie Canal that runs from Toledo to Cincinnati. So after spending all that time digging and building the lake, it kind of became obsolete because railroads took over in the late 1800s, and basically everything was transported by railroad instead of boat up and down the canal. All right, so to kick off our tour, we're going to explore Pugh Island. It's just another small island in the section of islands that kind of protrude into the middle of the lake. So it's just a gravel hiking path that you can walk around and get a nice view of the lake. So this is Pugh Island. It's just a nice, Pugh Island. It's just Pugh. One Pugh. You can walk around, I think it's half a mile, 0.6 miles or something like that. So just a nice walking trail, nice view of the lake. So obviously the islands have turned into housing and tourist spots, but basically there's a lot of nice houses back on these islands. So if you have money, yeah, you can purchase one of these houses back here on these islands. Some of these are really nice, huge condos. It's very cramped, but they are very nice houses. I got to kind of hide behind this tree because the wind, but this is Moundwood. This is the state-owned docks, boat docks, and across the way there's the state-owned boat ramp. So two things here, actually. One, stay off the grass, because I took my STI and I had a buddy at a WRX, and we parked on the grass to get some pictures out by the lake, and we actually got stopped by the park ranger. He took our license, did a background check and everything because we were on the grass. And two, 4th of July. If you want a good spot for the 4th of July, come here. Because we're on the south side of the lake, there's no traffic either. So literally, I have to go because there's a car, but literally the 4th of July, best spot right here. I don't know how I could, but I about forgot about this thing. This is located southeast of the lake. Bickham Covered Bridge made in 1877 by the Smith Bridge Company out of Toledo. It is a Howe Trust type bridge. It cost $2,300 to make. To build in 1877. In 2002, they renovated it, and the renovations cost $475,000. So quite the difference. So all across Ohio, there are I think there's over 1,000. There are historical markers. There are several up by our area, and then there's several or just basically around our area. But there are two here at the lake. One of them is the Indian Lake Spillway. If you can see behind me, it is a great spot to fish. We got a heck of a lot of rain last night, so there's going to be a lot of water coming through. I will walk down there and show you guys that. So this is the new spillway. They just completely redid it, I'm going to guess less than 5 years ago. It was a heck of a project, but the water is up because we did have a lot of rain last night, so there's quite the fall coming across. And like I said earlier, the Indian Lake, or the lake, was made to feed into the Miami rivers, and this is actually the Great Miami River that the spillway goes into. So it smells like fish, but this is the spillway, and it's kind of cool because usually when the water's down, you can walk through here and all that. Yeah, so you can hopefully kind of see, but this is what it looked like. This is what I remember. This is in 2014, so it was all cracked. I remember water coming through the cracks right here. I'm glad they redid it. All right, we just stopped at a little coffee shop called Gathering Grounds. At the end of the video, I'm going to go through the restaurants and coffee shops and different things at the end of the video. I'll put them up on the screen, that way you can see what they are, but I'll cover all the food options here. Now we are at the second historical marker at Indian Lake, and this is probably one of my favorite spots. The history is really cool, and this is what made Indian Lake so big. Where we're standing used to be an amusement park, actually, before all the condos and all this. It was Sandy Beach Amusement Park, and this place was hopping back in the roaring 20s, and even through the Depression. There was a dance hall, a roller coaster, all kinds of, there was a Ferris wheel, one of them horse thingies that go around, carousel. This place was popping, and it was cheap entertainment, so that's what kept it going during the Depression and into the early 50s. So it made its big debut in the 20s, continued all the way up through the 50s and the 60s, it was just a poppin' place, and this is what made Indian Lake so popular. But everything great has to come to an end. In 1961, on July 4th, 1961, there was a big riot, and it was massive. There was several things damaged and broken, and I believe there was over 500 people involved in this riot. And that was pretty much the downfall of the amusement park. So in 1961, after the riot, and the following years, they couldn't really recover because by that time Kings Island, Cedar Point took off, and there was other things to do in the 60s and 70s besides go to a small amusement park and dance and all that other stuff. They couldn't keep up with the time, so they eventually closed. It's really cool, and the only thing left from the amusement park is this bridge. It's really cool. We're going to walk up on top and get a good view of the lake and all that, but this is the only thing left from the amusement park as far as I know. There might be some small stuff scattered, but I'm not sure. But this is a historical marker now. It is really cool. If you come to Indian Lake, you definitely need to check this bridge out. Just the history. I'm walking up on this bridge. The history of this bridge. How many thousands of people walked across this bridge, because they were saying in the roaring summer times of the amusement park there was hundreds of thousands of people coming to Indian Lake, Ohio, this man-made mud puddle, believe it or not. So yeah, this is a really cool bridge. I'm a big history geek, so I like history, so I can just ramble for a while. Come on, you can do it. It is steep, so I'll show you the lake. Can you imagine in the 20s, sorry, the wind, the 20s and the 30s and the heyday of this place, all those weren't there. I mean, all of this was not here. I don't know. I mean, just to see this place, where was the roller coaster? Now there's a Taco Bell there, just to see this place when it was roaring times. All right, so the wife found something that's very interesting. There's a little plaque that told us what was here on the site. So formerly on this site, built in, let me flip you around. So formerly on this site, built in 1924 by the founders that was the son. French was the son. He died in 1950. And his father Samuel, I read about this. $1
Million Playground.
So yeah, it's nicknamed the $1 Million Playground Amusement Park. Garden Nights Club, Dance Hall, Showboat, and Plaza Hotel, and only the bridge, which we just walked on, remains. Pretty crazy. This right here made Indian Lake what it is today. So as we mentioned before in the channel and what we're currently doing, we are big campers. We love to camp, and this is our third camper. We had 2 fifth wheels, and the first one was just a little guy just to get us started. We actually didn't use that. We just went right to the 5th wheel. But another place to visit if you're at Indian Lake is RV wholesalers. If you love looking at campers that you cannot afford, this is a place to go. Not the fact they're expensive, it's just like RV wholesalers themselves is expensive, it's just these things are ridiculously expensive. Upwards of $130,000 for some of these. They're gorgeous to go through and look at. Make me wish I had a bajillion dollars to spend, but we like what we got. We'll just maybe later on upgrade. Yeah, these guys right here, these double R, what are these? What are these ones right here? River Ranch. These things are massive. Like, I would not trust anything but at least a 1-ton or greater to haul one of these, because down below is all storage, so the whole thing is raised. I'm curious. I'm gonna look up a price real quick. I'll let you know what they are. All right, so the one I just showed you, it's a 2022 Palomino Columbus River Ranch. Dry, it weighs 14,000 pounds, 42 feet. On sale, it is $100,000. So I'll take 2. All right, so I think this is going to be our last physical stop before we get to the restaurants and the places to eat here. But this is Oldfield Beach. This is a very popular beach. There's one of 2 beaches here at Indian Lake. This is Oldfield. The other one is Fox Island, but it's very small, and it's, no offense, it's kind of dirty, so I wouldn't suggest that one. Oldfield Beach, this is where they shoot the fireworks off. This is very, very busy most of the time when it's warm, but it's a very big, long beach. Lots of places to swim. Pull your boat up over there. We've been here several times with the boat. When my mom and dad had a boat, we pulled it right up, docked. It was cool. We've had birthday parties here. I've been to car shows here. Very busy, popular beach in the summertime. This is the place you want to be for concerts, beaching things, sandcastling, They have concerts here, like I said.
There's a dog park.
And a dog park. There's a dog park here too. Okay, take 2, because we just recorded 13 minutes of video and found out I didn't turn the microphone on. All right, to end the video off, or the last little bit of this video, we're going to talk about the food around Indian Lake. This is very important because we like food. Where we were up by, when we started this video, Pew Island, there's a few restaurants, or yeah, there's a few around that area. But up on Seminole Island, there is a restaurant called Cranberries Resort. I've never been there. I don't know. It's got good food. I've heard that, but I have never been there. So I can't tell you exactly what they have. So you come off the islands where we were, and the south side, be the southeast corner of the lake. There's a little restaurant called La Pizzeria. It's an Italian restaurant that serves more than just pizza, but I heard it is very good. I have not been there. It's one of them things we want to try, but we always forget about because it's on the other side of the lake that we never go to. When we do get down to the south side, there's a little restaurant called Woody's Diner. It's an Ohio State themed little diner that has phenomenal food. So every time we get down to the south side of the lake, that's usually where we go, is Woody's. Their chicken like fingers are amazing.
Very good.
They're like in a fish batter, which is really good.
Yeah.
Just down the road from Woody's is a little place called the Root Beer Stand. Now this little joint has been closed for many, many years and struggling. But I used to go there as a kid and got ice cream and foot-long coney dog, stuff like that. It's been closed and struggling for years, but somebody bought it middle of last year, I believe, and revamped it, and they're trying to build it back, and it's doing really well. Like we went by there today, and it's packed. So on the very south side, down by where the amusement park used to be, you got your McDonald's, your Taco Bell. There used to be a Burger King, but now it's called Ranchers, which is like a knockoff Arby's. I wouldn't say knockoff, but it's like an Arby's, so they serve roast beef and stuff like that. There's a Subway, but there are a few restaurants there that kind of stand out. So down there on the south side, there is a little restaurant called Lulu's Diner. Just Diner?
I think it's Lulu's at the lake.
Lulu's at the lake. So Lulu's Diner is actually in a different location, and they have a few Lulu's locations.
Mm-hmm.
But Lulu's is a very good restaurant with a very good reputation. We've had it. We had it just opened not too long ago, the one at the lake here, and it is absolutely great. Also, a little bit farther down, if Lulu's doesn't fill you up, there's a little place called the Donut Shop. They serve, it's just a walk-up sort of place. There's no inside. You can't go inside or anything, but they have some of the best blueberry donuts I've ever had in my life. They have ice cream, a big selection of ice cream, and you can grab a donut, and they have literally right across the street is where the bridge is. So you can pull your boat up, your jet ski, walk across the bridge, get some ice cream, New in 2017, so it's fairly new. It's called the Gathering Grounds Coffee Shop. We went there today, earlier in the video. They have your coffees and teas. They have all kinds of different flavors of like teas and, coffees, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Continue up the main road that goes down. Shush! You have Indian Lake Brewing. I can't say it. Indian Lake Brewing Company. Indian Lake Brewing Company. It's new, fairly new. They have a lot of beers and wines. We don't drink, so we don't know what that. We don't know how good it is. Continue up with Jack and Doe's Pizza. We've had it a few times. I know my family gets it a little bit. Jack and Doe's at the lake. Indian Lake Roadhouse. It is a good location, but I've only had it one time, and I think it was for breakfast. It's been a long time ago. It's a cool location because you can sit outside, and you're right on the road. It's in a curve. So you can look at the water, and like on a Friday night when it's real nice, a bunch of cool cars, people bring their cars out and cruise the lake, so you can sit there and eat dinner and watch the cars drive by. So now we're at the very southwest corner of the lake, and this is probably my favorite restaurant. La Playa Azul Cachina and Catina. Is that close? Good enough. One of the best Mexican restaurants. We had it Thursday night, and it was good as always. We come down to the lake just for that sometimes, for lunch.
Very good.
Very good. Definitely, if you like Mexican food, definitely check that place out. So the very southwest corner is a town called Lakeview. I'm missing a lot of restaurants. I'm just kind of skimming the main drag, that goes around the lake. There's a lot of pizza restaurants, a lot of different restaurants that we're missing, and I apologize. So now we're at the very northwest corner, and this is where there's a lot of, what do they call it, flea market stuff, sort of stores up in this area. There's also a very new restaurant that's not even open yet. It's called Buckeye at the Lake. We don't really know what it is. I'm guessing it's going to have beer and like pizza and stuff, but I'm not sure what exactly it is. It's a really nice building. It's not open yet. It is the middle of May 2023 right now, and it's not open. So I don't know when the open date is. Now we're moving to the very top, the north side of Indian Lake. That's where we are currently. That's where the state park is, the state campground. If you're going to go camping here for a couple of days, definitely recommend the state park. It's all brand new, like they've just paved all the spots. Very nice. And then as soon as you pull out of the state park, you have several options for food and gas. There are Shakes at the Lake, Northside Dairy. There's a Clark gas station right beside that. The Gettin' Place, which is like pizza, stuff like that. I believe, yeah, pizza takeout. Brown Bean, which is a new coffee shop that we've you've never been to that one yet? So it just opened not too long ago. Several like bait and tackle shops. There's a Family Dollar. They're building with a Dollar Tree, and there's a Dollar General that's already open. Winners Market and Deli is a gas station also. It's got all kinds of stuff. Camping supplies. Everybody's got firewood too. So everybody up here's got firewood. So in the very top northeast corner-ish area up there, it's called Avondale. There are 3 restaurants up there. One is Atchison's Resort, I believe is saying that correctly. Never been there. Like I said, we don't drink. Froggy's at the Lake is another bar type restaurant, but they have a swim up bar, so it's a pool that you can swim up bar. Basically self-explanatory. But there is a restaurant called the Tilton Hilton, and it's very well known in this area because of, well, the name kind of gives it away. You walk into the restaurant and it's like at a 45-degree angle. You get to walk kind of sideways. But you walk in, once you get over the fact that you're sitting at a 45-degree angle, you order a cheeseburger, and it's the size of the whole cow. Tilton Hilton is known for their floor and how, like, uneven it is, and their burgers. Their burgers are absolutely huge. So, in our opinion, this is just our opinion to end this off real quick for the food section. So, top 3, my top 3, this is hard. I'm going to say Lulu's, Tilton Hilton, and the Playa al Zulu. The Mexican restaurant. Depends what you want, because Tilton Hilton you get a burger.
Yeah.
Lulu's you can get all this home cooked meal or home cooked stuff.
Breakfast. Whatever you want.
And Mexican eat Mexican, burger or home style meals.
Yeah.
That's my top 3. So thank you for watching. This is the food portion of the video. All right, so we made it home. I just got done mowing. This is the first time I'm going to mow this week. I'm mowing twice because, like I said, my brother's graduation party. Got the camper dropped, and somebody dropped it very crooked and uneven. I'm going to have to fix that later this week. Also, something very exciting is, I don't know if you can see it, but I got my new smoker all set up. I bought that today. Pretty stoked about that. I'm pretty excited for this party. I'm actually a real homeowner now, so I have everything. I have to mow my lawn and make everything all pretty because I got people coming over. But on a sadder note, my poor Lily is dying. So like I said, we are very busy this week. Lots to do in preparation for my brother's graduation party. I'm hoping to put out a video next week, but I'm not sure yet. But until then, thank you for watching and supporting the channel. We really, really appreciate it. And I think we'll see you next time. Hey everyone, thank you for watching.
Please like and subscribe.
Be sure to check out her Etsy account, The Sweetheart Design, for custom illustrations, vinyls, and t-shirts. She can make anything you want.
And use code BOOSTIN_DC on jacksbox.com for 15% off.